Hey, everybody, Meteorologist Amy Sweezey here with Florida Weather Authority. It is Monday, a new week. I hope you had a fantastic weekend across the state of Florida. We are going to talk about what is going on weather-wise for this week. We do have some changes. We've got an update for you in the tropics. So I am so glad that you are here, and thank you for going along on the ride. All right, let's talk about, first of all, today, shall we? Today is, of course, August 24th, and we are headed to the mid 90s in Central Florida. Now, these are the Orlando numbers. I know Florida's a big state, and you're saying, but I live in Tallahassee, but I live in Naples, but I live in West Palm. I know. Just know that it's difficult if we did cover the entire state with all of these specific little numbers. This video would be 30 minutes long and you probably would get bored and not watch. So we're trying to stay local, but also give you big picture. So just sit tight. We've got a lot of information for a lot of you, no matter where you live in Florida. But we are starting off with the Orlando forecast. 95 today. The low tonight will be 76. Notice how that compares. Our average high right now is actually 91 degrees. So we're going to be several degrees warmer than normal. Lows will be a bit warmer than that average low of 74, but not breaking any records today. The record high is 99. Set in 1915, the record low 64. How nice would that be? That was set back in 1957. And notice the rain there on the right hand side only picked up 0.02 in Orlando, officially at the airport, but there were places in Central Florida that picked up more than an inch of rain yesterday. Parts of Seminole County picked up an inch and a half of rain. So there were some downpours, but I know there were plenty of you that didn't get any rain at all. So that's definitely been our story this summer. A lot of feast or famine. But for the year in Orlando, look at that number. We are still 17 inches below average for the rainfall total going all the way back to January. So we really do need a lot of rain. Those of you who live near bodies of water or maybe by docks, and you can kind of see the water lines and how very low it is in so many locations. So we really need to fill up our reservoirs. And the only way we're going to do that is with some more rain and some more tropical moisture. Sunrise this morning was at 7 o'clock and sunset tonight, 7:55. If you didn't see that, we are now before 8 o'clock and we'll just continue losing those minutes as we head through winter. The other thing about today, August 24th, is that it is the anniversary of Hurricane Andrew making landfall. That happened in South Florida back in 1992. Little tidbit, by the way, Andrew made landfall during an El Nino year. So we keep talking about how quiet our hurricane season has been so far this year because of El Nino, but just keep in mind that it only takes one and that Andrew wasn't an El Nino year. So we'll have to wait and see what happens this season. Of course, fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything else, that we won't have anything major here in the state of Florida this season. But time will tell. I have a tropics update for you coming up. In fact, our highlights of this video, just so you know what is coming up here, I am monitoring the tropics. So I'll give you an update on what we're watching there. There is less rain expected early this week. We've got some drier air that's going to keep our chances for rain pretty low the first part of this week. And then the second half of the week, we've got our chances for rain heading way up to like 60 and 70%. So if you don't get rain or you haven't gotten much rain so far in the last week or two, sit tight. There is a much better shot. It's not a guarantee that you'll get rain, but there's definitely a much better chance by the time we get to Thursday and Friday and into next weekend because our chances for rain are headed up. But first, let's talk about the tropics, shall we? This is our overall picture here, our big wide view of what's going on in the Atlantic Ocean. This area here, this little cluster of showers that you see just east of Florida, south of Bermuda, that is an area of investigation, which I will show you. The other is we've got some clouds down here to the south. Not much going on tropically with this. There's a lot of wind shear. There's, not much opportunity for this stuff to develop. But there is an area of low pressure that has not emerged from the coast of Africa yet. And that is actually what we are anticipating to possibly develop in the next 5 to 7 days. So this area here has about a 50% chance of developing here. Notice it's in some warm water. And then this area of low pressure has not even come off of Africa yet. But once it does in the next 2 days, it gets into this area where it's got a better chance of developing. So as far as the modeling goes, Invest 95 is what this one is called. Invest means it's an area of investigation. All the areas of Invest that the Hurricane Center keeping an eye on. They get numbers as we head through the season. So this one next in line is 95. That's why we're calling it this. Many of the models are in a pretty good agreement that this will move to the north into this warm water, and it needs to develop soon, because if it gets up into this cooler water, chances are it's not going to be able to develop into anything tropical, and it will just head out and curve away from the coast of the US and Canada. But we'll be monitoring this one, of course. The only impact it would likely have on us, whether it develops or not, is send some rip currents our way, kind of kick up the ocean. Even though it is, very far away, it has that opportunity to do that, but not expecting this to come anywhere near Florida. This other one off the coast of Africa, obviously a long time to watch it. It is going to move into this area where the water's a little warmer, especially if it stays farther south. We've only got a couple of global models that have been run on this so far, which is typical with these systems, the Canadian, the European, and the American model. And so we'll watch this one. We've got plenty of time to keep an eye on it. If it does develop, it likely wouldn't be until later this week. And then it has to fight some cooler water. It has to fight some really strong wind shear as well. So we'll see. It's a wait and watch situation, and we will definitely keep you posted here on Florida Weather Authority. All right. This is what's going on. We have this big ridge of high pressure that's basically dominating all across the Gulf and the state of Florida. So that is helping to bring in some drier air, which is why we are keeping our chance for rain much lower, at least in central Florida and South Florida today. North Florida will likely get more rain, and that's because you're close to this front that's stalled out, that's kind of meandering here. And as that pushes closer to the Panhandle over through Tallahassee and through Jacksonville, you could see a little bit better chance for rain for today, and some bigger downpours too. We do have drier air across the peninsula, but this is all going to slowly start pushing to the south. So that's why Central Florida and South Florida will only get a few pop-up storms today. Not no rain, but just a few storms. North Florida has a much better chance. In fact, so much so that there is an excessive rainfall outlook for today for northern Florida. So it includes Pensacola, even over into Mobile, by the way, even a higher risk of that heavy rain. Panama City Beach, Tallahassee, over into Jacksonville, down into Ponte Vedra, over into Gainesville. You are likely going to see anywhere from at least 1 to 2 inches of rain, but could even have 2 to 4 in some spots with those downpours and that extra moisture available. Notice the rest of Central Florida and down into South Florida, including Tampa and Naples, Bonita Springs, West Palm Beach, not under the excessive rainfall outlook for today, but it changes later this week. This is what the radar looks like. This is the computer model, one of our computer models showing the rain this afternoon. And notice it's just isolated pop-up storms around the peninsula down into South Florida, but a better chance of seeing more of that rain developing to the north. Now, I mentioned Thursday, the end of the week, where our chance for rain heads up. This is the excessive rainfall outlook for Thursday. And you can see that does dip down, including Marion County, Volusia County, Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach, Flagler County, down into Sumter and Lake, Tavares, Eustis, Claremont, even into Seminole County too, along I-4, stretching down Apopka for sure, possibly into Orlando. But all of these locations in North Florida have a really good chance of seeing several inches of rain by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. So the overall pattern this week is less rain with drier air early, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we start creeping up those rain chances for Thursday, Friday into next weekend, and we'll start seeing wider coverage. We'll get bigger downpours and a better opportunity for seeing some thunderstorms as well. High temperatures today. This is just for Central Florida, but gives you an idea that really across the state will be in the low to mid 90s. Those of you that get rain will be a little cooler, especially if your rain is during the heat of the day in the late afternoon and evening. Those of you that don't get rain will easily climb into the mid 90s, so several degrees warmer than average expected today. This is the 7-day forecast for you, and this is showing, again, Central Florida, basically focusing on Orlando, but the overall pattern is for Central and South Florida to be warmer with less rain early in the week. And then when we start getting higher chances for rain, temperatures don't really head down a lot. They come down a degree or two. It's not significant, mostly because we can hit that daytime high by 2 or 3 o'clock before the rain even begins. So it's pretty easy this time of year for Florida to make it to average, which is 91, even a few degrees warmer than average, because our sun is still so intense as we head through the month of August. So just be ready for that. Of course, we will continue to monitor the tropics and keep you posted on that with those two systems that are out there. We've got this forecast for today. Have you joined us on social media yet? We'd love to have you follow us on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, and we are on Twitter/X. So please follow us there. We post some information there, but your best source of information is right here on YouTube. So if you're watching this video and you look below the video right now and you see that little thumbs up, if you try to click on that thumb and it clicks, yay, thank you. We appreciate the like and the thumbs up. If you click on that thumb and it says, nope, you can't like this video because you don't have an account. It's so easy to have a YouTube account. All you have to do is sign in with either your Gmail, or you just sign in and with your email address and create a password. And then once you have a YouTube account, you can not only like our videos, but you can also subscribe to our channel. So below this video, you'll see a little button that says subscribe. If you click on that, you may already be subscribed. And if it says, nope, you can't subscribe without an account, just sign up for an account, subscribe. And then, of course, you'll get all of our notifications when we post a new video. And we're so excited about this new channel. We've only been around about a month, so we appreciate everyone who has subscribed so far. On behalf of myself, meteorologist Tom Sorrells, and Dr. Rob Eicher, we are Florida Weather Authority, and we thank you for your support. I'll see you next time.